Move to calm growing public anger over high fuel prices, announcing that palm prices will drop by at least 10 shillings in the June-July pricing cycle. Speaking in Mombasa, the president defended the government's decision to retain taxes on petroleum products, arguing that scrapping them would hurt critical revenue collection. His remarks come even as matatu operators called off their planned strike following engagements with the government.
President William Ruto has maintained his stand concerning fuel prices, insisting that it will be difficult for the government to scrap off some of the taxes imposed on fuel due to the ongoing conflict between the United States and Iran. However, the president says the government will lower diesel prices by 10 shillings between June and July.
If we stop collecting these revenues entirely, what public services shall we stop funding? Do we go back to the spectacle of stalled road projects that had become a hallmark across our country? We are engaging stakeholders across the transport sector, agriculture, industry, and business community to develop practical interventions aimed at reducing the impact on livelihoods and economic activity. This crisis is also a reminder that Kenya must never remain permanently vulnerable to external oil shocks and conflicts happening thousands of kilometers away from our borders.
The move had been among the recommendations proposed by stakeholders, urging the government to ease the burden on ordinary Kenyans and also look at other sources of importing fuel from. President Ruto has urged matatu operators to call off their strike, saying the government will hold talks with relevant stakeholders in the transport sector to find a lasting solution to the fuel crisis affecting the industry.
We will not have strike next week. We are going to work.
Meanwhile, Treasury Cabinet Secretary John Mbadi has criticized politicians opposing the government over the finance bill and the taxes proposed in the legislation.
Nakwambia tu reject. That is an anarchist. That is a person who wants chaos. A country must also be run. People need services. You cannot say, and irresponsibly so, and someone who has been a minister for 10 years.
Elsewhere, former Deputy